They use a scissor lift for wheelchairs, and also they didn't have visual aids up for hearing impaired individuals, so we're pressuring them to bring our airports into compliance for visual aids, hard of hearing, vision impaired, and also really bringing all the pressure we can to bear on getting jet bridges in. So people aren't walking out across the tarmac or wheeling across the tarmac. We're actually going to have modern airports with the jet bridges that extend to the side of the airplane. So you're not going up ramps, you're not going up stairs. So we're working diligently on that. Those jet bridges cost about $7 million a piece installed. So it's a substantial investment, and they would need at least 2 in each airport. But we're hoping that if we press this, while the federal government dollars are available, we'll be able to make that advancement for everybody. Nobody wants to be out in the rain trying to get to their airplane. Now, the innovation is what we seek. I mean, if there's an obstacle, you try and find a way around it. I mean, the jet bridges are a pretty standard solution to the issues we face, but always looking for something innovative to help people to have equal access and equal opportunity. And again, you got to struggle with the undue burden. You know, obviously the Port Authority, the government is going to claim they don't have the money to make those improvements, and may very well not, but that doesn't mean we stop pushing, we stop advocating. We're going to keep trying to get our institutions, our infrastructure modernized so it's more accessible to everybody. And as I said, removal of barriers, curbs, the ramps, the stairs, all of those are impediments to inclusive access. So those are the things we're trying to advocate to reduce or eliminate. Remove the barriers for everybody so everybody has a fair chance and a fair shake. And then, as I said, if the barrier removal is an insurmountable task, then you've got to kind of try and come up with alternative methods to achieve the same goals, the same ends, without unduly burdening the supplier or the business or in our case, the airport in particular that we're working on. The remedies, I mean, you can bring suit on your own, but as I said, that can be very expensive. What we try and do on ADA violations through businesses or government is to try and get the U.S. Attorney General involved. It doesn't cost you anything to have them help you, and when they're looking at the federal government breathing down their neck and up to a $50,000 fine, they tend to get a little bit more cooperative. So my suggestion, if you run into that impediment, is you can come talk to us. We'll recommend whatever we think needs to happen to accommodate you. But the greatest thing you have is the protection of the federal government. And as I said in our discussions with Sansara Cannon, the ADA liaison, I believe she's very committed to doing her job and to helping people here. So, take the muzzle off the law dogs, let them do the dirty work for you. All right, that's it for me. Do you have any questions, any comments that you'd like? Yes.
Are non-existing sidewalks considered a barrier?
The question was, are non-existing sidewalks considered a barrier? And yes, they are. I mean, the best example is downtown Christiansted. There are drops and curbs and gutters, and it's just a disaster. And that's right. There has to be an accessible sidewalk. I mean, in thinking about that, you think wheelchair. I mean, can a wheelchair get around? Can they access things? Because that's kind of the litmus test for us. But yes, that's considered accessible. The curb cuts, so you can get from the street up onto the sidewalk as well. Yes, sir.
On the ID for the government, when they start issuing that?
Pardon me?
The ID from government for people to use.
Right. The question is the ID from the government for people to use. I mean, you can use your voter ID.
A lot of places don't accept it.
Right. Our office is also working on getting an ID for individuals with disabilities. So, yeah, right. And I guess the short answer is I'm not sure. I mean, we're working to get that available to people. But
Act 7388.
is that right? Act 7388.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
With respect to those jet bridges, has there been any planning or thought for the step onto the plane, with especially the small planes, to have some kind of accommodation or some kind of way for people with severe arthritis or leg problems to try to get onto the plane? That first step is usually 9 or 14 inches, and it's very difficult for some people to get actually onto the plane. So in the planning process, could maybe that be included to help people be able to get on the plane?
Okay, the question was, as far as the jet bridges, I mean, if there's still a step, there's still a barrier. If they're going to alleviate either, disparate levels in the ramps or the walkways, or eliminate steps getting into the plane, and the answer to that would be yes. I mean, any one of those, any sort of a step like that is going to be an impediment and a barrier, and that is unacceptable. So yes, that would have to be addressed as part of the movement toward accessibility in the jet bridge. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Mrs. Green, and I'm from St. Thomas. And I have an ID for it identifies me as being disabled. And I got it over 2 months ago. And I got it from the DMV. And it's free of charge as long as, it's accentuated disability.
Okay.
And I have it here in my hand, and it just specifically.
Okay.
So you can read it now?
Sure. That's very similar to getting the parking permit, and what this lady had said is that she went and got her ID from Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and I saw that was in the process. I wasn't aware that they were actually issuing them already, so thank you. And that's a U.S. Virgin Islands disabled person identification card. It's got the name and the photo and the vital stats for age and the veteran status. So they are available, apparently. Thank goodness. Yeah. Right, and as far as the form that you fill out to get that ID or to get disability parking permit, that's right. You've got to fill out the form, and you have to have it signed by a doctor that states what the disability is. So you have to provide proof that you qualify. Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
I have a driver's license. I'm living in Florida. And they give it to me, I go where I fall you.
Yeah.
So you can always go get a driver's license.
Okay.
See me driving, run.
Okay. And, if you didn't hear, this gentleman said he's legally blind, and they keep giving him a driver's license every time he goes to renew it. So apparently they will accommodate, which I was not aware of this morning. Anybody else? All right. Thank you. I appreciate your attention.
Now we're going to have remarks from Miguelia, who's and also Orlando Rivera.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Fine.
That's good. We are very happy to be here. From behalf of our AMSI, with the organization where we come from, we want to congratulate Match for its 19th anniversary. And my name is Magali de Jesus. And my co-worker is Orlando Rivera, which I will tell to stand up so you can see him. We are from Puerto Rico, and we work for a non-profit organization called Municipal Alliance of Integrated Services. That's AMSI because of its acronym in Spanish. AMSI is an employment network in association with the Social Security Administration for the Ticket to Work program, which since 2006. An employment network is an organization that helps you find and keep a job and refers you to other agencies for supportive services. The Ticket to Work program was established under the Ticket to Work and Work Incentive Improvement Act in 1999. And the Ticket to Work program is a transitional program designed for SSDI beneficiaries in order to increase their income and explore their work options without the fear of losing their benefits. The program is free and is voluntary. And in order to qualify for the Ticket to Work program, you have to be a beneficiary of the SSDI and be between the ages of 18 and 64. What is that? What does all that mean is that those people that receive the SSDI and they want to go back to work because they feel they want to be productive again, they could go back to work under this program without losing their benefits, which most of the time that is the greatest fear. What happens if I go back to work and I'm not ready to go back to work? Do I lose my benefits? Do I have to start all over, all the process of getting the SSDI? The program was designed to meet that need. To have the opportunity, that's why it's a transitional program, to meet the need that if you go back to work and you want to try out the work, to see if you could go back to work, and it doesn't work out, you can return to receive your benefits without any penalties or without starting over. Okay, and if you decide that you feel better and you're more productive and you want to go back and you want to stay working, what you can do is put your Social Security benefits on hold and for 5 years. And even during those 5 years, you decide that you're not feeling well again. So all you have to do is reactivate your Social Security benefits without any penalties. Okay. Once you decide to activate the ticket, what we do as an employment network, we make an assessment to see what are your qualifications and what you're interested in, and then we start our journey to place you in a job. The program is designed so that you can make as much income as you would like. The first accumulative trial period, which is 9 months. After that, you are given an additional 3 months grace period so you can make a decision. What is the decision you can make? You have 3 alternatives. The first alternative is, I want to stay working, I am making more income than I am receiving benefits, and what you do then is just put your Social Security benefits on hold, like I said before. The second alternative is, I want to receive both. I want to receive an additional income plus stay with my benefits. So what we do is you have to lower your income, the additional income, to a base income and receive your benefits also. The third alternative is, this is not working out for me, I'm not feeling better. Even if I am making an additional income, my body's not responding the way I think it should respond. So I'm just going to give up the job, and that's no problem. What you do, the third alternative is go back to your benefits without being penalized. You also have the benefits that you could have your Medicare coverage for 8 years during the time that you are in the Ticket to Work program. And like I said before, AMSI, which is the employment network. We've been an employment network since 2006 in Puerto Rico. We have activated over 1,500 tickets already in Puerto Rico and have placed over 400 people in jobs. Last year we decided to expand our services to the U.S. Virgin Islands, and we are currently rendering services with an agreement that we made with the Association of Independent Living, plus the Department of Labor, that we render services every second and fourth Tuesday in St. Thomas, and we render services here in St. Croix every second and fourth Thursday. And we want to thank Ms. Rosalind McFarland for providing us the space that she gives us here in St. Croix. That the second and the fourth Thursdays that we are here, she provides for us a space where we go orientate and activate the tickets during the morning. And also we want to thank Mrs. Lockhart Janos, who is present with us, that provides for us in a space in the Department of Labor where we can also render during the afternoon that service. You could get in contact with us at a local number. Our local number is 340-277-3335. That's 340-277-3335. And we also brought some brochures that explains who we are and everything I have just finished telling you. They are available. We're going to give it out during our time here. And if you have any questions and you would like to have a more in-depth approach, you could approach us and we could answer whatever questions you may have. And we want to thank you for the time that you have given us in this moment for presenting our stay here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very informative. So make sure you ask questions while they're here. I'd like to ask Ryan Davis to come up and share a few words with us about the Emergency Home Repair Program.
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Davis with a company called AECOM. Down here we're working with the Housing Finance on the Emergency Home Repair Project. So I'm just going to give you a little overview of the project. And then I'll give you a chance to ask questions. So what we're doing is for eligible homeowners, we're repairing homes back to the most basic needs for sheltering. The main purpose is to prevent you from having to move elsewhere, let you stay in your home while you finish permanent repairs. The different types of repairs that we do are windows, doors. If you have mold, we'll remove that from the house. Your roof's leaking, we'll fix that. We'll make sure that you have safe sleeping accommodations. Make sure you have a kitchen to cook in. Make sure your bathrooms work. And just to give you a little overview of the process, so you can apply over the phone. You can apply on our website. We're currently in Frederickstead at the Rotary Club West, so you can stop by and fill out an application. You can also come in to submit documents there. Question?
No question, just a comment. That's very critical to your program is that you supply the supplies.
Right.
And you don't pass any money from the homeowner, but it must be the homeowner.
That's correct. So yeah, a couple of requirements. You must be the owner of the home, and that must be your primary residence where you live for more than 6 months out of the year. If you are determined eligible, we'll send a contractor out to your home to repair your home at no cost to you.
Thank you.
What makes you eligible?
The main eligibility is you have to be the homeowner that has to be your primary residence, and the home has to be damaged by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Another question in the back?
I would like to know the number, please.
Okay. I have brochures that I can provide. I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. The number is 844-813-9191.
Yeah, well, I'm trying with that number for days and no one is answering, so.
Yeah, so we've noticed that there's an issue with the phone networks here. Applicants have came into the walk-in center and said, hey, this number is disconnected or it's not in service. I've then dialed it on my phone to let them know that it does work. So it is an issue with some of the phone providers here.
Give them the two locations. You said you would, what is the second location?
Well, there is a second location. They've asked us to stop advertising it to reduce traffic. And it's very close to Frederickson, or the Rotary Club West. We're looking to get a new location around Mid-Island, but that hasn't been finalized yet. That's correct. The brochures are in both English and in Spanish. Are there any other questions? There are licensed and bonded contractors that are doing the repairs, and so that they were hired by our company. Some of them are local, some of them are from the mainland.
How long will the program be offering this?
We're still waiting to get an answer for that. It's going to mainly depend on how fast people come in to apply. They've asked me to commit for 8 months, so I assume it's going to go on a good while.
So,
Special quota of the amount of the house,
What's that?
what's the question?
the repairs, to a special quota.
Is there a limit?
There's a cap on the house, and it's around $25,000, something like that. So if you have structural damage that exceeds that, if your house, if you only have one wall that's still standing, it's going to be difficult for us to repair it. And in those cases, we might not be able to assist.
So if you have a blue roof and you're still having problems with leaking, will you repair it back to its original structure, or you'll just replace the tarp?
So we will repair the home to the most basic needs for sheltering. It may not be as nice as what you had on there before. Also, the Blue Roofing program will not affect your eligibility for our program. If the tarp that's currently on there is ineffective and leaking, we will fix the leaks.
Are you personally fixing somebody's home, regarding the roofs?
Well, I mainly deal with the intake process, but I'm in communication with the inspectors, and I've been told that they've already came out, repaired houses, and now doing final inspections on some. For each case, it's a little different about how long it takes for them to get out there to you.
I just want to know, somebody's house when you were fixing now.
Yeah, I don't have, I apologize, I can't provide that information.
Debbie, what happened if the contractor call you and say that they don't deal with the situation?
Then you could reach out to us and then we'll look into it for you.
Okay.
I'll cover all
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get them.
Now we're going to have presentations. I'm going to call Monique Ute and Mrs. McFarland up.
And I have one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tim Duncan from the Red Cross. We definitely need to hear from you, Mr. Duncan.
What?
Okay, I know. It's the point.
Oh my God.
Good afternoon. I'm Bill Martin with the American Red Cross, and I greet you. There's been over 575 visiting Red Cross volunteers coming here, but as you know, Red Cross is always here. We have over 100 on this island, volunteers that are serving you in our office, so we're just here to supplement. One of the things I learned very quickly, though, doing disaster work, is that there's so many acronyms that you hear. Heard some today. And so, my parents lived in Boulder, Colorado, and one morning they woke up and their hot water heater was broken. So, my mother and father went to the hardware store, and there was a young, energetic salesman there who said, well, I have a 30,000 BTU electric hot water heater, and I've got this 45,000 gas hot water heater, and I've got this 50,000 super duper hot water heater for you. And my mother looked at the salesman and said, sir, I have no idea what a BTU is. But when I put my BUT in the TUB, I'm on a HOT. So don't be afraid to ask any of us what all these acronyms mean, because we have to practice it for a while. So, just very quickly, we have Red Cross is moving from response to recovery as the island is starting to recover on that. And we are currently have 5 teams in the Virgin Islands. We have 2 health services teams, we have 2 disaster mental health teams, and we have 1 CPR and CPR instructor training team that are here. So we're trying to work with the community to try and move us into recovery. The last area that I want to share with you is that we're emphasizing 3 areas. 1 is children under 12. 2 is adults over 65. And 3 is people with disabilities. Because this is the most vulnerable population that we see, and we're trying to help them move from the response into recovery. Tim Duncan, although he's not quite as tall, but he does like basketball, he'll just explain a couple of the items that we're doing in the mental health and the health services.
Thank you, Bill. And thank you all for inviting the Red Cross to come in and talk to you today. I hope nobody was looking for a long, tall basketball player, because I have disappointed a few people as I came to the islands. They greeted me with this big sign at the airport. When I showed up, he looked at me and said, "You're kidding, right?" So currently the Red Cross is working, as Bill mentioned, moving from our response phase to the recovery phase, and part of that is preparedness and helping the island residents prepare for the next event. We know it's going to come, we don't know when, but helping to make sure that they have some assets and equipment to help meet their needs. One of the programs that we're doing is distributing generators, small little portable generators that will power medical equipment, a small little that type of thing. And these were a donation from the Honda Corporation. The Red Cross is simply helping facilitate the delivery of that. Other programs that we're working on with our disaster mental health team is reaching out to the schools, working with the children, and a program called Pillowcase Project, which teaches them about disaster preparedness and coping skills and what to do in the event of a disaster. Does anybody know what the #1 disaster in the United States and the Virgin Islands is? It's actually home fires. And so we're helping the 2nd through 6th grade children have a plan, be informed, know what to do, and then take that information home with them. Another program we're doing with our disaster mental health group is meeting with teachers and parents and talking about behavioral issues that children will demonstrate or exhibit as a result of the trauma that they endured during the storms, and how to maybe cope with that, what to expect, the acting out, the misbehavior, the fear. That's going to be one of the biggest ones that the parents are going to be dealing with children's fear. I mean, every time you have a thunderstorm, they're going to wonder if is that the next storm coming in. And trying to present tools and empower parents and teachers to be able to deal with those challenges with the young children. With that said, I'll ask if there are any questions, if anybody needs.
You talk about for only the major schools, right? But what about the infrastructure?
I'm sorry, I'm a little hearing impaired.
Okay, you talk about the elementary school children then too, but we got the Head Start children then too, that's the same thing?
Stop.
Yeah, we are expanding the program. We actually have a new program coming down the pike, if you will. It's called Pedro, and it addresses the needs of 1st, 2nd graders a little bit more appropriately than the Pillowcase Project does, brings it down to their level. And that's certainly something that we could look at doing with Head Start. Any community organization, any school, any group with children in grades 2 through 6 we'd be more than happy to come out and do a project for it. All you need to do is contact the local Red Cross office and they'll get it scheduled for you. So I hope that helped a little bit.
Thank you so much. It's very informative. I think my time is right now. Mr. McFarland and Ms. Monique give our presentation.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Monique Butte, the office manager from St. Thomas. And I'd like to introduce our staff that we have here currently. We have Stephanie Brown. She's a peer counselor, an individual who's already here. We have Mrs. Deborah Gray. She's our technology instructor. Good enough? Yeah. Okay. And we have Benita Martin. She's our mobility and orientation specialist. She's stepped out. I will have Ms. Gray come forward, please.
afternoon. My name is Deborah Gray, and I'm representing from St. Thomas. And a little bit about me, I'm retired Navy. I spent 25 years in the Navy. I became impaired about 20 years ago. I have a disease called chronic arthritis, and it's getting worse, but I'm going to deal with it the way we all deal with it. Here today, we bought an exhibit down at the front entrance. We have the big one you see there. There's a time clock on it at this point, but it's called the Go Vision. I experienced the Go Vision through the Rehabilitation Center via the VI in Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I spent 3 months there consecutively learning to live independently via every aspect of life. So on the table I have what they call the Go Vision. It's a magnifier that you can put your documents under and read them. You can take a picture and the image will read it back to you. So you can also use them for reading the books, reading all your documents, reading your own cell phone. You can put your cell phone on it and blow it up and just read the cell phone. It's also designed to be used for TVs. If you can't exactly see that TV like you want to see it, the Go Vision can be directed towards your TV and come up on the screen where you can use it for your low vision people. It's a very good technology that I think that will help our low visions and some of our blind people, because once you get the techniques down and the buttons down, you can use it to have the machine read to you. So I think that's a very good idea that they have. It's called the Go Vision. And you can go online, it's www.govision.com. They have all the different kind of equipment. It's a CCT type of device, if anybody's familiar with those devices.
Yeah, but does it talk to the visually impaired?
I didn't hear the question again.
Okay, like I can't see, so it will talk to me? That's what it's for?
It will talk to you.
Okay.
It will talk to you. It would take an image, take a picture of the image, and the image will read back to you.
Okay.
Yes.
I think so, right.
Yes. And then also on the table I have a Trigo, and it is also a magnifier, but it's a magnifier that looks like a tablet. So you can use it for your bigger documents, also reading and taking pictures of images. And it reads back to you. So most of the devices that are coming out now are taking that image and putting that image to a voice. And that is for our total blind people. That is very good for us. So we can at least hear what some documents and objects are. On the table also I have some telescopes. If anybody with poor vision or low vision, you can pick up some of the telescopes and see if they work for you. They're different powers, just as if a telescope would be. And then also I have on the table for the low vision people, you can see that there's a calendar there. There is a financial booklet where you can keep up with your withdrawals and your deposits and your debits and credits. And those are available in the industry, as well as I have a tablet with larger lines for low vision people to be able to write your own documents or write your own notes and have them big enough so you can read them. Because I know I write them, but then when I go to read them, I can't see them because they're too small. But with the larger length of the paper and the larger lines, it makes it even easier for a low vision person to identify. On the table you also see is an ink pen. I have an ink pen for low vision people again. It has a light on the tip of it. So like sometimes we're in a restaurant and we want to sign those credit card receipts and it's too dim. That light on the end of that tip of that EPM is a new device that's out there and it works very well for the low vision. So anything on the table that you might want to see or touch or even take with you, give me a talk and we'll talk and discuss and see how we can accommodate you tonight or today. Any questions? Yes? Yes, question in the back.
Me, over here.
Yes.
You have, I don't know, for African American,
Not in St. Croix. I'm representing from the St. Thomas office. I got them from the Veterans Affairs. I'm a veteran, so I get those items from them. And the Veterans Coordinator for the greater, actually I represent the Blind Veterans Association for St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. Croix. I was designated that over the summer while I was being rehabilitated through the VA. So they didn't have a representative down here in the Virgin Islands, and now you do have one. Okay. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me.
Okay. So at this point, we will be giving out some recognition awards. During the hurricane period, I had the privilege to be out there early October trying to assist persons with disabilities who live alone. I met several people that assisted me. We worked together to help others. Okay? Some of these people are here today, and I want to mention Miss Kiyama. She is the pastor of the Unitarian Church. You know, we really did some, but it is ciphering things all together to how to assist people. She came up with a program, which is wonderful, which cleaned the homes for persons that could not do it on their own in Frederick State. They have been very, very successful. So the yards, and I am telling her now to please start what the Christian said. So it's coming, right? All right. One night I heard the governor speaking about solar lights. You know, he said if you're interested in getting any, city administrator will. I called the administrator, Ms. Williams, and there she was. She had these solar lights. So I was able to take solar lights to those people who live alone, and they were assisted by that. And I'm very, very thankful, you know, because in those days, everything was very helpful. Okay, I want to thank these ladies for working with me to help others. And I can't remember everybody, you know, but really, we had a lot of help. Miss Diane here and I, we were out there early October. And I remember one day we were driving, we went down Frederick State through Williams, like all over the place, and it was raining. We could not see two cars ahead of us. And she said to me, you know, Miss McFarland, we have to be crazy. I said, why? She said, it only takes two crazy people to be out here in a weather like this, looking for people to assist. Okay, but really, we went from La Valley, Frederiksted, Christiansted, Princess, the projects all over. When FEMA came, I had a meeting with Roxanne, can't remember her last name, and she was the Disability Integration Director, Roxanne. And I told her, I said, listen, I serve persons with disabilities, people who cannot come to stand in a water line, a food line, or a FEMA line. I need some assistance to go to take the help to these people. And she said to me, well, I don't know if we can do that. But 2 days after she called and she said yes. And she said, I'm going to give you a FEMA enroller and a disability integration worker. And she did. And from that day, we have been working together. Okay? We went out there, we find people in terrible condition. People just living alone, sitting in the wheelchair, just looking out for help. Just waiting for somebody to appear. And we did it for a while. And I am happy that, God gave me the strength to go there and do that for others. So today we are here, and we take this opportunity to thank everybody who worked along with us, to help people that could not help themselves. We thank you very, very much. Okay? We have some awards for our old sponsors, or our old sponsors, or usual sponsors, or continuous sponsors. So, St. Croix Lions Club. Thank you very much. Grateful. Virgin Islands Association for Independent Living gratefully acknowledges the sponsorship of Viking Day Walk by St. Croix Lions Club. Thank you very much. And now we have, this one is for Mistress Fernella Campbell, our annual sponsorship of our Christmas party. For many, many, many years, she has been the sponsor of our annual Christmas party. Miss Fernella Campbell. Thank you very, very much. Grateful, acknowledge our appreciation, collaboration. Thank you very much. Okay, these are something different. These are for the advocates, the people who fight for their rights. Okay? So we have a certificate of recognition awarded to Lloyd Sonny Barnes for being an outstanding professional. The job would not have been done without you. You did it for us all. Okay? There was a just recently, I don't know who, intended to close the library for the blind in Golden Rock and to move it to Frederiksted. The whole building there, the library in Frederiksted, a building that's not accessible. I don't want to get into all the details, but anyhow, there was a lot of advocacy on the part of Sonny, Nina, Mr. Gerard, that prevented that from happening. And today we want to say thanks, and we are recognizing the efforts. So this is a certificate of recognition also for Nina Garcia. Nina Garcia is a young lady with disability who works at the library for the blind. Her mother, Miss Wendy Garcia, will pick up her certificate. Okay, we have another certificate from Mr. Gerard Evelyn. A person who is blind and who uses that library. Okay? And it says certificate of recognition awarded to Gerard Evelyn for outstanding advocacy. We could not have done it without you. Okay? Keep up the good works. Keep up the good works. Whenever things like this happen, we just don't complain or anything. You know, we have rights. We have to stand up for our rights. Okay. I also have for Miss Juanita Williams, who is also one of our Christmas party sponsors. Miss Juanita Williams. And one from Miss Parker, who works for Vitron. Vitron have improved so much the communication with the clients. This is the lady behind that communication. She has made it easier and kinder, and we thank you very, very much. I'm here for Mr. Lion Jerry Evans. In recognition of your tireless dedication to worthy causes and your willingness to share your experience with people with disabilities, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to present this to the Lions Club so we can have it in our den. Our den took a beating by the hurricane. working, but eventually we'll get it back to a standard. And on behalf of the Lions Club, we thank you very much. Thank you.
We have one for Miss Leticia Gittins. Ms. Gittins has been the librarian of the Library for the Blind for 13 consecutive years. She retired a few weeks ago, but I want Ms. Gittins to know that her presence improved the services at the Library for the Blind. Before Mrs. Gittins, it was a problem to get a blind person to get services at the Library for the Blind. She facilitated it. We have, in my office, applications for the Library for the Blind. Whenever a person that's blind walk in the Center for Independent Living, I speak to them about different things, give them all information, the rights and whatsoever, and also on the Library for the Blind. Make out an application for them immediately, hand it to Ms. Gittins, and that's it. It's done. Okay? So far, your selfless dedication and support of our mission has certainly enhanced the life of persons with disabilities. Thank you very much.
I could almost say the same thing about Mrs. McFarland and her group. I tell you, this has been, it's almost 13 years I was in charge, nearly. It was one of the best times of my life. And I want to tell everybody, we fought to reopen. It was not automatic. And I want everybody to continue to fight to maintain a service that is yours by law. Okay? Because it's not just a library. It's your library. It's your space. It's a place you can be comfortable in. And we fought, and I'm telling you, it was a battle. But I think it was worth it. I think some of the best people in the world are in this room. And like I told someone, this is my bubble. I understand people here. I don't understand people from the outside who go, oh, how do they do that? So I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank Mr. McFarland for remembering me. And I'm here. I'll be here for a while. I'm not sure what I'm doing in the next half of my life, but I may start a whole new career, right? I was a teacher, a librarian. Let's see what's next. All right. Yes, it is definitely, and I see about, I'm still looking around, I've seen all these people who should be members. So, and we serve. You see, I'm still saying we. We serve the entire Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, and Water Island. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, I have Wendy Garcia. Wendy Garcia. As I said before, it was intended to close library. And after much advocacy, it was reopened. But it was not reopened in the condition that it was closed. All the material was back in boxes and everything was dismantled. And it took Sonny Barnes, Nina Garcia's mother, Wendy Garcia, to reconstruct the mess. Right? So Wendy, this lady is a retired teacher. She worked all her years already and retired. So she volunteered her services. But you see, so with sincere thanks for your tireless effort and voluntary role in rebuilding the foundation of our regional library. You deserve it, you work hard. All right? Who need that library. All right, thank you. Sorry that Nina could not be here.
Nina's taking a course. She's improving. She's taking a course, the LEND program, which is affiliated with USAID here and USAID in New York. It stands for Leadership for Education Year of Development. Otherwise, she would be here. So, but I take great pride in the library because there are a lot of wonderful, wonderful clients in the library, and I did not want to see it fail because they had just boxes and boxes of stuff that Sonny and Nina could have put away. So I took weeks to put it together, but it's together now, and you know I'm very proud because I didn't want it to fall apart. Thank you.
Talking of appreciation for Senator Douglas Campton. We appreciate your voluntary service to persons with disability. Okay?
Thank you very much. I was just supposed to be here videotaping. So you get me good. But I would like to echo all of the concerns about the library. The library is a regional library, and it currently cannot be accessed by phone, which means that many people here on St. Croix, definitely the people on St. Thomas, St. John, Water Island, cannot get a talking book from their library. So every one of you, it is your library. Please talk to whoever you know that can make a difference. There's an advocacy council, and they have communicated with DPNR about the library. They also have gone as far as to have a cell phone, because the government can have forward the phone line to a cell phone, so the library will be able to function to the fullest degree that it can. And they're going so far as to say that if DPNR cannot come up with $30 to $35 a month for 1 or 2 months while they use a cell phone, that they will come up with the money. So, support your library, support your advocacy council, and please talk to whoever you know to make the difference. Because, as I say on my radio show, persons with disability are people too. See them, not the disability.
Okay. And last but not least, recognition certificate to Dr. Salvador Salson Perry, our board member, and the, what did I say, Shaker and Maker at this event. The Association for Independent Living gratefully acknowledges the support of Salvador Salson Perry, okay, board member.
Thank you. Somebody will read it to me. So thank you everybody for coming from St. Thomas and locally and Puerto Rico and all our speakers. But before I forget, I would like to give somebody I've known for over, 25 years more, being a board member, is please give a big round of applause for Rosalind McFarland. Good boy. Rosalind, we all love you. You're doing a great job. You know, I think you'll be around and like me for another 30, 40 years. You all know that I'm blind. I don't see very much, legally blind. And I just want to say something for all who, like me, don't see very much. When I go to sleep and I dream, believe it or not, I can see in my dreams, which is wonderful. I wake up and say, wow. Any of you have that experience? Yes. Thank you. But from the moment I wake up, I know I can't see very much and I have to be very careful so I don't fall and break bones like I've done several times. I'll be very careful. So, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, I had these neighbors that just moved in on September 1st. I went on the next day and I welcomed them to St. Croix to enjoy it. 2 days later, they got hit by Irma. 2 weeks later, they got hit by Maria. So I went back after that and said, this is not the welcome I was hoping to give you. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm hungry.
Okay, I want to thank FEMA for allowing us the use of their interpreter Yasmin, who began interpreting from this morning. Yasmin, thank you very much. We have had her arrangement from November, Thanksgiving, December, Christmas, March, and the church service today. So please, Jasmine, don't leave.
Not anytime soon.
Miss Joanna Dobbs also is here interpreting for us today. Everybody more coming, and I hope So we are about to serve, and we are asking those persons who can go to the line to go to the line, and those persons who cannot, we will serve at the table. Okay? So those who can stand at the line, the table is on that side. Okay? So stand.
I guess it was the guy.
Okay, you will be called by table, I am told. Alright? Sir. Okay, so if anybody else have any more information, something to be said, something to say? Wanted to say something?
Good morning, good afternoon to everyone. It is such an honor to be here as the administrator of St. Croix, as I represent the office of the governor. And I would be remiss if I'd like to thank the panel of individuals that came from as far as Puerto Rico and maybe the States to be here and share this much needed information that is being shared here today. But most importantly, I would like to thank Ms. McFarland. I think from the very first time, she called me, someone gave her my number, I think it was Mr. Johnson. And ever since then, Ms. McFarland has included me in everything that had to do with persons with disabilities and those individuals that are also blind. And I would like to, I don't see Sonny anywhere around, but I'll be the first to say, like I said, he was the first person downstairs at Government House, you know, making it unequivocally clear that that library cannot close. I do know that some agencies sometimes, especially given the fact that we had 2 Category 5 storms, a lot of work was being done, but being done in silos, and sometimes pertinent information relevant to some agencies and departments that may not or we thought would not have been reopened, that information was just not correct. And I can honestly say on behalf of our Honorable Governor Kenneth Mapp, when that information was shared with him, he said that that could never happen. This regional library will remain open, and we will continue to provide the services. I know that right now, you know, we are struggling with respect to most agencies and trying to replace equipment and just bring some units, some facilities back on board. But I'm here to say that the regional library will remain open, and the governor of the Virgin Islands will do all that he can to ensure that that continues. And Ms. McFarlane, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank your team. I don't know everyone by name, so I don't want to call any names and leave anyone out. But I'd like to thank you for all that you do. And just as our dear Senator indicated, persons with disabilities are people too. And with that, I say thank you and enjoy the meal today. Thank you.
Yeah.